Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I bring you a crowd favorite. I'd actually recently done a poll and people had asked me, can you make a video on this? I received a bunch of comments and like personal messages. So I want to not disappoint anyone and I want to make this video for you guys. So the topic for today is the N400 application for naturalization timeline. So I will quickly go through my timeline and this will kind of give you an average and you can actually see and wait for what the next steps are, and that'll help you in your own process. Again, just a disclaimer, this is solely my experience. It might vary due to multiple reasons, right? Your local consulate or your local backlog, or your like the time you came to the United States, or any other reason, with an asterisk. So apart from that, this will help you a lot in preparing yourself mentally, and especially during the last few phases where once you get your interview notice, you have to prepare for the interview. So this timeline will actually help you a lot. And for the rest of the processes and the interview experience, you can check out my interview video. I will add the link in description, and I'm going to make more videos in and around this process in the days to come. So keep your subscription to my channel and share this video and like this video if you like it. And don't forget to subscribe. I want all my visitors who come to my YouTube channel to please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon for more such informative videos. So without further ado, let's jump in to the timeline video. All right, let's jump in to the timeline process. As you can look at my screen here, this is a rough 5 to 6 step process that I went through, or stages of the process that I went through for my N400 application. So we will go into the form filling and like the documents required in another video, which will be coming up soon. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. In this, we will focus only on the timeline once you have actually submitted all the necessary proper documents. So with all the proper documents gathered, vetted with your family or friends, or if you needed a lawyer doing that, you make the packet and you send it to the right USCIS office based on your zip code. So everything else will be, those information will be available for you on the uscis.gov website. I'll send you a link for that as well. So once you send it out, I'll give you the date when I sent it out. I actually sent it out May 5th of last year. And it went out, and I had a tracking number through my UPS tracking system, and I waited for that, and I kind of was notified that it was delivered within a day because I had sent it overnight. So after that, I had actually waited for roughly 3 days, and I basically just got a notification that your application has been received. USCIS, there was a number that was generated, which is your form number, which is what you will be tracking your application with, and that was the first step, and it took around 3 days to a week, fairly. The online update comes faster, the mail comes a little later, and that's the time I received that. The second thing before even I proceed was I applied with a physical application. So these timelines may slightly even vary if you do a direct online application, which again, I will do that video after this. So once that was done, I waited for a week or two, and I received I also signed up for the text and email updates. So I received the email and the text update very quick, within a week. And then the notice came within a week or two. So I was patient enough, and I knew that I had my form was perfectly received, and everything's in order, so I don't have to worry about it. So after this, there will be a period of total silence, right? There'll be 4 to 6 months of backlog or processing time, and so they do a bunch of things to get through your process. So give them time. It is all well within timelines as specified by USCIS. So don't feel nervous. Everything's good. No news is good news in this scenario. So after 4 to 6 months, roughly like October, November-ish, I got an update on my online portal. So they've made you a new online portal where once you load in your number, you can keep tracking, and they'll give you some timeline specifications, which are sometimes accurate, sometimes it can go either ways, but it'll give you some sense. I initially received an update on that online portal, and it said your biometrics has been reused. You don't have to appear for biometrics. So why did I receive this? The reason being, I had applied for I-751 just a year and a half earlier, and my biometrics was done for that like a few months, within 12 months of that time. So that was the sole reason that I got a reuse notice. But the reuse notice and the biometrics notice is kind of like almost the same. Reuse just means they're gonna like rerun your biometrics from the previously captured fingerprints, and they're gonna do your background check and see if it's gonna clear. And if not, you just have to, if you will get a biometrics notice, you go to the US nearest ASC center, do your biometrics, and begin your background check process. So if you have never done a background check process through USCIS in your previous applications, like me, you will have to go through biometrics process, and that'll be roughly 4 to 6 months from the date of your application. But again, I put an asterisk here. Timelines may vary. Sometimes there is immense backlog in some offices. They have to get through a lot, and please be patient with them and give them time. They're trying to do their best with limited resources. So your turn will come. Be patient. And once it's done, I had a period of a month or 2 month gap. I think I got in December, mid-December, I got a notice that, hey, your background check is all clear, you're good to go, and your interview has been scheduled. So the interview date they set up is very, in a way, very good. They kind of set it up a month from your notice date, month or 5 weeks gap. So right now you need to start revising your N400 civics test, history test, etc. So remember I told you like there is a period of lull like between your application to your biometrics. Yes, so you should not waste time. You should actually study for your civics test and your history test, and practice your English. If you have any problems with English as a second language, that's the time they actually give you to prepare. That's the word of caution from my side. Don't start preparing once you get your interview notice. You're going to be rushed. So prepare for the test in the 4 to 6 months. When you get the notice, you should be in a position to know most of the answers and just revise, just learn some using other YouTube videos. That's what I did. I might add a few for you guys as well. And be prepared and be confident. So don't worry about the interview. And for the interview experience, you can check out the video in my description. That's kind of like on the day of the interview to, help you get through your jitters. So that's the interview notice. And the interview will be, as I said, scheduled. If you got your interview notice on month 9 from your application, the interview will be on month 10 or first week of the 11th month. So 4 to 5 weeks gap between your interview notice and your interview date. So they will give you exactly what they need for the interview, right? They'll tell you what to get. They'll tell you what documents you need to get, mandatory. They'll tell you what you need to prepare for. Everything will be there in that notice. That I-797 notice is the most important, and make sure you actually take that I-797 notice as well, because it says this letter needs to be taken to the interview along with all other documents. So go for your interview confidently, and when you have to go there, all I can say is be there on time, maybe even before time, at least an hour or so, depending on where you live. We live in DC. There's a lot of traffic. I was there like my interview was at 7:30. I was there like 6 o'clock. So make sure you have buffer. Relax. Take the interview as a job interview. Treat it as a job interview, and you will get through it. So all in all, um, from application package sent to interview date / oath ceremony, if it's scheduled on the same day, is roughly around 12 to 14 months. Mine took slightly less. It was like roughly around 8 to 9 months, right? Depending on my previous applications and so on. Maybe that was the reason it was slightly less than usual, but more for everyone, it is 12 to 14 and a half months. And I will actually drop you links of certain websites that are super helpful. One is Boundless. So I mean, none of this is sponsored or anything. I just wanted to give you some information. They kind of tell you a little more relaxed timeline, meaning step 1 is application. Processing time is 14 and a half, right? That's the average that they've given. Then attending your biometrics, then attending your citizenship interview and exam, and then waiting on your decision, and so on and so forth. Sometimes the oath of allegiance is scheduled a month and a half after, so things might take more time. So based on that, that's the average that they give. You can totally check that out. The other website I wanted to quickly summarize using this website, which is actually super awesome. N400 processing time, receipt of application after 2 to 3 weeks. They've again given you more relaxed numbers. I was giving you more conservative numbers. You will receive an I-797 notice once your application is properly submitted to the right USCIS office. Then you will get appointment for biometrics, which is 3 to 5 weeks after filing. Then based on whatever your background is, if you haven't done any biometrics in your past, you will receive a biometrics appointment notice approximately 5 to 8 weeks after filing. So it can be, between a few weeks or a few months sometimes, right? It actually took me months to even get the reuse appointment notice. After that, the appointment for this timeline is very, very fairly accurate. Appointment for the naturalization interview, you will roughly get between 5 to 9 months. Sometimes, right now I'm going to make this between 5 to 10 months as an average. And then you attend the interview, right? The interview will actually be between 7 to 11 months. I wanted to basically make it a little bit more relaxed, and I would say approximately 8 to 12 months after filing. And then based on your local office, you might get your oath ceremony the same day, so these will become redundant. Or if not, based on if there's a big ceremony with some celebrities, etc., you will actually get the oath ceremony with a whole bunch of people, even 1 to 4 weeks after the interview, and you will take the oath of allegiance there. So this is kind of the summary. And of course, if you have any doubts, you can always go into the case processing time of the USCIS website. You can pick your service center. Mine was Baltimore, and this is current. And they give you an average or a range between 10.5 to 16.5. And I must give it to them, at least mine was within the timeline. So that was the last one. And then, I mean, again, not a sponsored thing or anything. If you have a lot of anxiety and if you want to keep following what's going on, I joined this visa journey community, and I joined the citizenship case filing progress report. And there is one for every month. So if you filed in April of 2020, go join this, create an account, and talk to people who are going through the same thing. It helps a lot, and it helps you'll find people with the same office, so you'll be in a better shape. So for example, there is one N400 September 2021, and people are discussing like, what's going on, and every few days there's some update. So do go and check this out. This is a very useful resource that helped me a lot, and I hope this video helps you. Please drop in any other questions in the comment. And of course, if you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps me in my algorithm. And also, do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more such videos. And I'm gonna have one video a week, almost every other week from now, and more to come on this. So I hope you like this video, and thank you for your time. Ciao.